Let's talk about these guidelines in the UK. What do they say specifically about screen time for kids?
Yeah, they said for under 2-year-olds, there should be no screen time. So it should be zero, except if you're doing like a video call with grandma. So you're sort of bonding with grandma, or you're looking at old photos to say this is what your Aunt Susie looks like, or you're reading an ebook. So they're not actually using the device, you're actually using the ebook for them, then that's okay. But for 2 to 5-year-olds, they said no more than 1 hour per day, broken into blocks of less than 30 minutes each. No screen time around mealtime, no screen time before bedtime, and less solo screen time. So parents and siblings should be watching with them. And they want to slow things down. So no fast images that are flashing every second, because that tends to overstimulate a developing brain. So basically, they're saying less time, slow it down, and we should probably be watching with our children as well.
Okay. And so those guidelines sound pretty close to what we have here in Canada already. Am I right?
Yeah, very, very similar. The limits are identical, but the reasons that they give are a bit different now. So, in the past, we have very few studies that look at the effect of screen time on the brain. So, therefore, the reasons that we use were basically screen time takes away the child from something else. So, less playing with their friends, less playing outside, less sleep. And so, the arguments were always about what other things the children weren't being able to do because of screen time. But now there's a few more studies, and now they're talking about how the brain is not developing properly. So, one study from Singapore showed that more screen time at 12 months of age had changes on the EEGs in a bad way. And these changes were seen at 18 months and all the way out to 9 years of age. So, the screen time at 12 months had altered the brain wiring pattern, and it was affecting the 9-year-old as well. Now, brain cells are always rewiring, so babies can't talk or walk in the beginning, but over time, the brain cells connect with each other and they can do all of those good things. So the children's brain is rewiring and reconnecting all the time. But if the video is spoon feeding you everything, then your brain just sits there and passively consumes. So there's really no need to figure anything out, and there's no need for massive rewiring. And that's why in this study, for the more screen time kids, their executive function was not as good. Now, executive function includes all those things that your brain needs to do to manage things. So your brain needs to collect information, process the information, make decisions, and then you can do some action. So in the kids with more screen time, they just sat there and passively watched. So they didn't really need to develop any great executive function. So now in the future, when they're faced with problems that they have to solve, they might not have the brain wiring in place to help them figure it out. So that's our concern with the kids in the future.
Okay. And so what kind of studies, I guess, do we need to be done in this area to try to bring more attention to this problem? How else do we tackle this?
Yeah, so we need to do more of these EEG studies and brain scan studies to show how screens are affecting the brain. So there are now studies already with MRI scans that show that there are changes in the white matter. Now, the white matter are the wires that connect the different parts of your brain. And executive function needs many parts of your brain to work together. So we need good wiring between those regions so that you can pass information back and forth. But if the screen is spoon feeding you everything, you might not develop those wires to connect between the different parts very well, because you don't need the executive function to decide anything. And so therefore, maybe your executive function might not be so well developed. And everything requires good executive function. For example, let's say you're sitting in your car at a stoplight and the red light turns green. So now you can go. But wait, there's an old man that's still crossing, so you can't go. Okay, the old man is past now, so you can go. But wait, the light just turned yellow and there's a police officer sitting right there, so you can't go. So you can see that all those decisions happen, within split seconds. And
Yes.
it has to go through your executive function, right? So now if you never laid down proper wiring as a kid, then you can't process fast enough. So it's like having slow internet connection all the time. And so this is a big problem. But realistically, it's very hard to do these studies, right? Because we would have to follow these kids for years before we can prove that their brain function is not working as well. And by that time, a whole generation of kids will already have been lost.
You just reminded me that I am currently helping a 17-year-old learn how to drive.
Therefore, you need lots of executive function.
And it's exactly that. It's all of those things, and we often end in a discussion about how will any
I like the way you word discussion.
yes, well, we have a discussion about how will any autonomous vehicle do the things a
Yeah.
human does in taking all of that into consideration. Um,
Exactly.
so then back to screen time, what do we do then to protect our kids?
Well, we can use technology in a good way to try and help rewire in a good way. So, for example, let's say you're reading a story about rabbits to little Johnny. So you say, "Hey, Johnny, what does a rabbit look like?" So Johnny says, "It's fuzzy." And you say, "Yes, it is fuzzy. But what's really special about a rabbit?" And then so he thinks a bit. He goes, "Big ears, big ears." So you say, "That's right, big ears." And then now you pull up on your screen using technology and show them a video of a real rabbit with big ears. And then you can chat about why the big ears is protective and things like that. And then you can show them a very simple line drawing of a rabbit. And within just a few lines, you can see the image of the rabbit. So now Johnny really understands what are the key features of a rabbit, and the big ears is part of that. Now, think about what you just did for Johnny's brain. So, first, his brain, you asked it to search for key features, and it came back with a fuzzy thing. So, that was a miss. So, you redirected his brain and say, search again. And then he comes back with the big ears. Now, the video shows what a real rabbit looks like in real life. So, now he's attached that video image to rabbit information. And then you show them the line drawing, and that emphasizes the key features that stand out about a rabbit. So just in case you got confused by the real rabbit, here are the key features, right? And so all of this interaction, basically Johnny's brain has a complete package of information about what a rabbit is all about. And many parts of the brain took part in making this happen. So instead of just saying, watch TV with your kids, right? Or watch the screen with your kids, it's
Yeah.
trying to explain these things to them, right? You're not just sitting there like a lump. You're actually helping them understand what they're seeing and trying to make these good connections. Because when your brain cells fires and sends a signal to another brain cell, it also sends a growth hormone that keeps that next brain cell alive. So the more you use your brain, the more growth hormone is being released, the
Okay.
healthier your brain is. So that's why we say, right? It's literally that way. Now, when the teacher asks about rabbits, Johnny is very capable of answering that because all the information is well organized, the wiring is already there, and that same wiring in the future will help him collect other information and maybe even solve problems as well. The guidelines are very clear, no AI for these kids, right? The AI gives them the right answer, but the goal was never to get the right answer. The goal was to learn how to
That,
get the right answer, right? So remember that movie Karate Kid, right? The wax on, wax off stuff, right? That's what
yeah.
we're trying to do. That's what we're training the kids for. Wax on, wax off. That's
Well,
really what we're trying to
well,
do.
it's interesting. While you're saying no AI, it almost sounds like you're trying to train a kid's brain like an AI.
Very much so. But then we're trying to train it in a package way. The AI right now, it's a little bit haphazard, right? It's
Yeah.
just looking at lots of data and trying to
And
see what is
patterns.
the most common thing that comes together. What we're doing is we're putting it all together. So I've got a video, I've got a picture, I've got a line diagram, which now boils down all the key features of what that animal looks like
Hmm.
or what that building looks like or what that mountain range looks like. So we've done this before, though, right? We've trained them in terms of learning how to walk, right? We didn't give the kid a tablet and say, here, go figure it out yourself, right? We were there to catch them when they stumbled. We provided encouragement. And when they were able to walk without stumbling, we celebrated together. So why should we miss out on when they figure out what a rabbit is, right? We should be there, right? We should be there doing the rewiring. We shouldn't leave that to a stranger that wrote some algorithm on an app. We should be the ones helping with the rewiring, not a stranger. So this is one that we don't outsource to other people. So for the t-shirt for this week, it'll be proud grandparents watching their grandson jump into a massive puddle of water. And he'll say, it's okay. He's just rewiring his brain. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm going to use that as an excuse for everything now.
That's right. I'm rewiring my brain.
Hey, I'm
That's all.
rewiring my brain over here.
That's right.
All right, Dr. Lin, thank you as always.
Thank you, Stephen.
Take care. That is Dr. Peter Lin, our house doctor. He is with us every Wednesday.